Our last step in creating our paper is to add our Works Cited page. Google Docs has an amazing tool to help you do that, and I'd like to show you how to use it. First, place your cursor at the end of your paper next to the last sentence. Go up to Tools in your menu bar and select Citations. Make sure that your drop-down list says MLA 8th edition. That's the one we're currently on. And for most of your papers in high school, you're going to use the MLA citation rules. When you get to college, you'll use some of the other formats, but this is the one you really want to concentrate on. Click on Add Citation Source and select this type of source that you're going to use. Most popular are going to be books and internet articles. So I'll show you both of those. First, we'll start with a book. And we're going to say that we have that book in our hand. It's a print book. Now it's asking for the ISBN. This is a number that you're going to find on the beside the barcode on the back of most of your paperbacks. Or if you've got a hardback or you can't find the barcode on the back of the book, it'll usually be inside on the copyright page. If you can't find it there, try checking the Amazon websites. They almost always list the ISBN for the book. And sometimes they'll list more than one. So we're just going to go here to Amazon and we're going to copy and paste one of the ISBN numbers. We're going to copy it from there. We're going to paste it into our tool and we're going to click on search. This is going to search for that ISBN number and see if it can match up that number with a book that it knows about. And in this case, it did find one for me. I'm going to click continue. And then it's very important to double check that the information that they're listing is actually the information that is correct, because sometimes they make mistakes. The computer is not a human. It's not intelligent in the way that humans are. So sometimes there are mistakes made. If there are blank spaces, you can fill them in if you know it. Now, I do not actually have this book in my hands, so I'm not sure what city it was published, but that would be inside on the copyright page. Not all books have multiple editions, so you may not fill in that information. And a shortened title, that is mostly for if you're using internet articles or journal articles that have titles, the long titles, but no author. You'll use the short titles to help for your parenthetical citations, but you can leave it blank for this purpose. Click Add Citation Source, and it's going to add the citation here on the sidebar. We're going to work on that in just a second. We're going to add another source, though. And this time I want to show you how to do an article. Click on your drop-down menu. Select what kind of article you have, and I'm going to select website for now. If you have an article that is from a common journal or something like that, you can also use journal article or newspaper article, but for now we're going to use website. And it's asking for the URL. The URL is the web address at the top of the page when you read your article, and it's the one that goes directly to the article. It's not the front page of the website. So for example, in this article, Dinosaurs of a Feather, I'm going to copy the URL from there. I'm not going to go to the main times.com page and copy their URL because that won't take me directly to the article. So copy the article or the URL and paste it in here. And again, I'm going to hit search, see if it can find any information on that article for me. Notice it says that some of the information is missing. That does happen sometimes. So we're going to hit continue, and we're going to fill in as much as we can find, because sometimes it just gets confused. In this case, we need a first and last name and a middle initial. In this particular author, we have Michael D. Lemonick. So we're going to go ahead and fill that in for him. And we're going to make sure that we've spelled it correctly, because it would be very rude to cite a source and not have their name spelled correctly. The title of our article is Not Home, so we do need to change that. We're going to change that to dinosaurs of a feather. And just like most of your titles and things, you're not going to capitalize insignificant words like of or a. Capitalize the most important words of the article. The website title is definitely not YouTube, so we're going to go ahead and change that. Like I said, sometimes the computer misreads things, so we want to make sure that we check and fix anything that needs to be fixed. If the website title and the publisher name are the same thing, you can just use the website title. If the publisher name is different, you can update that. Now we're going to need a published day and month, and I did see that information on here. This was published on July 6th, 1998. So for the day, I'm just looking for the number. The month was July, and the year was 1998. This is an older article. Then it fills in the date we accessed the article for us. But if, for example, this is an article you read last week while you were doing your research, you might update that date. And again, if you need to, you can put in a shortened title so it can refer to that. Click Add Source again, and now you have two sources in here. You can add as many sources as you need, and there are different ways to cite each different source, but these are the most common ones you're going to use. Once you've included all of the sources you're going to have, click Insert Works Cited. Now you have one more thing to do. You need to put this on its own page. Go to Insert at the top of the page, go to Break, and select Page Break. And that's going to move this down to its own page. And now if you make any adjustments to your actual essay or anything, it won't crowd your Works Cited page. The Works Cited page will always stay on its own page.